A complete unknown, like a rolling stone. Oh, hey guys, welcome to Madrid Reviews. This is your host, Christian Madrid. In today's review, we are going to be talking about A Complete Unknown. Stay tuned to see my thoughts. Alright, y'all, let's get into this. So, I just saw the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown, and I gotta say, this movie was really good. It was very good. I am a fan of Bob Dylan, so I walked in knowing, a good amount of knowledge of Bob Dylan and his background, I love his music, I know a lot of people my age, my generation, maybe never heard of Bob Dylan, or not big fans of him. When I went to go see this movie with a buddy of mine, and the guy at the ticket booth, he didn't even know who Bob Dylan was. I found that funny. I'm like, man, your parents did not raise you right. But yeah, Bob Dylan, music is great, and this movie was great too. I wasn't disappointed. James Mangold, he did a great job directing this movie. He's a really good director, one of the more underrated directors working today. I know a lot of people didn't really like his last film, the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, that much. I did like it to a certain point. I didn't like the final act, the last like 30 minutes or so, but before then, I liked it. I enjoyed, for the most part, that movie. Just that last act could have been scrapped, erased, and did a whole new ending, because the way it ended fucking sucked. But anyways, and then James Mangold also directed another music biopic, Walk the Line, about 20 years ago, about Johnny Cash. That movie's really good. I don't think this movie's as good as that one, but this one, nonetheless, is really good. And it does feature Johnny Cash in this movie. But the writing is really good in this film. I like the direction this movie takes, with the story and the period it decides to focus on, with mainly focusing on Bob Dylan's, upbringing, how he got into the music industry and his transition from folk music to playing strictly acoustic guitar, to rock and roll and going electric. I like that focus with it. I do wish, though, that this movie would have went a little bit more into detail about Bob Dylan as a person, because he's such a mystery and closed off kind of person. And I feel this movie didn't elaborate as much as I wanted it to. But what we got was good. I just felt something was missing a little bit, with Bob Dylan and the character. And I wish it kind of would have expanded on like a little bit more of his career, because Bob Dylan's got a lengthy career in music. It just focused on 4 years of his career from 1961 to 1965, which is a very integral part of his career. But I think some of his best music was in the 70s, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Hurricane, Tangled Up in Blue. I wish they would have covered a little bit of that. I wish. But what they decided to cover was pretty good. The acting is really good. Timothée Chalamet, he kills it in this role. He totally escapes as Bob Dylan in this role, and he gives one hell of a performance. And I think, he's definitely going to be nominated for an Oscar for this, and he's already nominated for Golden Globe. I think he should win both. His performance was terrific. I think this is the movie to give him that Oscar, And Edward Norton, he also gives a great performance as Peter Seeger, and Boyd Holbrook gives a terrific performance as Johnny Cash, I thought it was Johnny Cash, he looked that damn good, as well as, Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan. He looked exactly like Bob Dylan, The cinematography looks pretty good in this movie. It's well shot and has some solid camera work and great use of wide shots. The production design is phenomenal, as it helps you escape into this world of 1960s folk music. And it has really great set pieces to reflect that time period. The soundtrack is amazing, as I said earlier, Bob Dylan's music is great, and it plays a lot of his, well-known and hits, Blowing in the Wind Like a Rolling Stone. You can hear times that they are changing throughout. And Timothée Chalamet, he just does Bob Dylan songs justice. He does a great job. He actually sings a song in this movie, plays the guitar, and he does it wonderfully, and we get to hear a lot of those songs, and I had a good time, hearing the soundtrack throughout. The editing was good in this film, but it was a little slow at times, dragged a little bit. I felt the movie could have been maybe 10-15 minutes shorter, just my personal opinion. But it was still, a good story, It took its time to develop this character of Bob Dylan, Overall, A Complete Unknown, it's a great film. And if you're a fan of Bob Dylan, I wouldn't miss this. I would recommend it. Even if you're not a fan of Bob Dylan, I would still recommend it. There's still something to enjoy. You can be introduced to a new singer for you young people out there. Some great music, a way to introduce you. This could be a gateway to that kind of music. And Bob Dylan. And Timothée Chalamet is in it, so maybe some people want to see it because of him. But yeah, I recommend seeing A Complete Unknown. I give this movie a B+. We eating some delicious-ass food with this one. Some delicious-ass food like In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A type shit, watching this movie. So we eating really good. Great movie. Highly recommend. So yeah, that's it, Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to Madrid Reviews. Tell your family and friends. I'm out. Let's get it, yo.